Start recording. Hi, Internet. Welcome back. Here we are. We still exist. So yes, we're here, and Mistress Wulfa looks at all of you, and the shocked look on your faces as you all kind of realize who she is. And she says, "So, what do you have to say for yourselves, killing a defenseless young boy? Was it worth it?"
Wait, who we killed?
She says, "My husband, when he was but a child."
You married a child?
Aryainth just has a confused look on her face.
She says, "Perhaps this would make things a little easier." And, she waves her hand, and a visage of Malakani himself, what you once saw him as on the Battle of Southmort Fields, get Malakani to stand straight here. He sort of appears at her beckon, and you can tell that something's amiss. Like, you can sort of see through him. He's kind of transparent, and you think maybe he's possibly some sort of an illusion. She says, "You see, he was someone very near and dear to me when we were young. I cared very greatly for Todd. He was goofy and rather naive, but he had a charm about him. When he went into the employ of the Lich Acerak at his father's behest, in order to finance his further machinations towards gaining status in the cult of elemental evil," she says, he began to have a hard time at work, you know? He wasn't having a great time working at this job, and I tried to encourage him. I even tried to get interested in his new hobby, you know?" And she kind of waves her hand, and 3 or 4 skeletons pop out of the floor suddenly.
Yeah. He got done blown up by opening a door.
"Yes, well, it seems, according to my sources, you had a way to save him, and you chose not to. Is this true?"
Aaron just kind of shrugs, like, eh.
Yes, it would seem that they are every bit the hero that they sing of. Wouldn't you say so, my dear?" And she sort of reaches out her hand and like goes to caress Malakani's face, and as she does so, he kind of blinks back out of existence.
Sorry, phone died.
Oh, okay. Let's just switch it over. I was like, oh, what happened?
She just told us that Todd was in the cult of elemental evil and trying to.
Not that Todd was, that his father was. Sorry. And that the father kind of had influenced Todd to go get this job with this archlich Acerak, in order to procure kind of the favor of the lich to help with his own plots. And yeah, she seems miffed that you guys let Todd die.
He says it is a tragic tale. We did everything we could to keep him alive until the rift his adult self had created caused us to pull through to avoid our own destruction, and there's nothing we could do. So cruel for a father to send his son into the lair of a lich for his own machinations.
"Yes, evil, good, doesn't really matter, I suppose," she says. "Anyway."
Fuck around with Fire Lady, you get burned.
Yes, it would
Fuck with
seem
murder
that way.
lizards, you get murdered.
Aryainth just sort of snickers, loud enough for the lady to hear.
Well, as I can see, you are clearly not remorseful for your actions.
That guy
Perhaps
was a dick.
a different route." And she begins to move her arms as though she is about to cast a spell. as she's doing this, two more
Aaron,
skeletons come out of the floor here at her feet.
do I have a free action?
You guys would have time to react to her. That was basically like her having a free action, I suppose. So like, you guys have time for like, you know, basic actions, not like full turn. Like,
Do I have enough time to cast a spell?
no, like I would say you have enough time for like free actions, not like yeah, you wouldn't have time for a full action. Would be the way I should phrase it,
Some
I
spells are
suppose.
reactions, if that's what
Yeah,
you're
if you have like a reaction based spell, if it actually says costs one reaction.
It does say casting time 1 reaction,
Yeah, okay, then yeah, you could do that on this.
which you take. Yeah, because I was going to cast counterspell.
Okay, well, what I can do is I can let you ready the action to cast counterspell because she's not like, she's just making the motions like you're kind of like, oh shit, she's about to cast a spell. You know.
All right, so yeah, then let me say I'm readying the action to cast counterspell if she sends something.
Okay.
3rd level.
Okay. Anybody else like to take a free action of any sort before get any weapons ready?
I
Yell
think
stuff.
Maggie pushes Adrian towards his friend and tells him to get him in a safe space. This lady seems to be a necromancer, and she doesn't want to take any risks.
I don't really have any reactions besides like opportunity attack, so
Okay. You're just getting mad.
yeah. If I have a bonus action, I'm gonna rage. So
I'd say you get time to get enraged by this. Yeah, we'll give you that one. And is Vanadia doing anything?
I don't know. No,
Like, so
she's
far,
not doing anything.
everybody is an agent. It's-
Drawing both swords in the badass cross pattern thing.
What's that, Dave?
Drawing both swords dramatically.
Yeah, she's doing some weird tiefling stuff. Spinning her tail
She'd have
around.
a flippant response too.
Most likely. Sorry, I've got to rename all your characters for whatever reason, because I guess when I imported them as a single object. That's silly. You guys all liked Adrian so much that I guess you all renamed yourselves to Adrian plus your own names. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Alright. Okay. So everybody will say, let's go to my encounter and we'll roll initiative. Encounter. If you guys like, I can auto roll initiative for everybody.
Sure.
That's on me. I get initiative on. I mean, I get advantage on initiative. I don't know if that accounts for it or not.
Yeah, I don't know if it does in the encounter thing. Anyways, it does. It puts it in for you if you guys want to roll. It does put it in.
Okay.
So my assumption is that it factors it anyway, but
I was gonna say you can definitely auto roll for Vanadia, unless you want to say Vanadia protects the other two off to the side here.
well, yeah, I can either auto roll for the entire party or I can manually enter it for Vanadia. I don't know why it won't let you auto roll for each character. That would be better. I will auto roll for all the monsters.
I got a 17.
So am I rolling or are you auto rolling for me?
Yeah,
I think we were rolling.
Here, I'll just roll for the.
No, it's okay. Oh, I just got a natural 1.
Oh, see, you
Just
rolled,
kidding.
so it replaced it automatically for me too. That's even funnier. You got a
I guess
13,
I'll be
13,
going
right, Maggie?
last.
Right. Start.
Didn't
So,
do a whole lot better. Got a 4.
okay. So, she immediately strikes her palm into the ground, and up out of this just kind of debris that's strewn all about as though there was a large battle here come so many more skeletons. These skeletons, some of them even look freshly dead. You notice, like, they're not so much skeletons as they are animated corpses. But regardless, they're all going to use the skeleton stat, so I don't have to keep track of 10 million stat blocks.
Is the Eye of Argos telling us anything about her and the skeletons?
Yes.
Do we get to see the skeleton stats?
Yes. Not that guy yet. So the skeleton stats, like, add the capture for the stat thing. Let's zoom in. It actually works still.
Okay, yeah, I got that up on
Yep. So that is as you guys can see, they are pretty basic bitches. They do not have much in the way of hit points, but there is a number of them. There appears to be around a dozen or so, I think. The skeletons all having the first initiative, which is super surprising because they're skeletons. Most of them just got summoned. Essentially shamble towards you at a very slow pace.
Do we
Sort of
have
like,
any info on the sorceress? Or necromancer?
yes. She is, in fact, a necromancer. These guys are all gonna just kind of bum rush towards you here. Wait for a second. Stays there for a minute. Yes. Okay, fine. Bam. So she, as you can see, is not particularly high in hit points or anything. However, all damage from her, it comes up with a warning. All the damage will be doubled automatically. Because otherwise you guys will just fucking bitch slap her. So again, I'm going on good faith. You guys can see this stat block here. But it's literally just called Necromancer in D&D Beyond if you guys want to look it up yourself on your own screens.
Yeah, I got it up.
Switch back. Bam. Okay, there we go. So I just gotta click that. Trying to remember how the hell to work OBS. Instead I can switch back and forth between which screens I'm capturing. So here we are. You guys are immediately like beset upon by these guys. None of them can quite reach you because they only do have a movement speed of 30 feet, and since they were just summoned in most of their cases, they are not going to be in full movement yet. They're just kind of, it's sort of like starting prone. Let's see. Who's next to next after all the skeletons? I'm going to go through each skeleton here. Vanadia would actually be up first.
Okay. Vinay's going to cast protection from evil and good. On Tohan. So until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fey fiends, and undead. Protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Right. So basically, these skeletons are essentially unable to attack you, even, right?
No, they just have disadvantage on me.
Disadvantage on you. Okay. Well, that's pretty much the equivalent. Let's see. Does she want to do anything else?
I guess as a bonus action, she'll cast Hunter's Mark on the sorceress.
Okay. And you mocked. Right. So remember. All right. If that is Vanadia's turn, is she going to move towards anything, or is she just going to stand her ground?
She's gonna hang back for right now.
Excellent. Turn. So Tohan is going to be up next.
Okay, Tohan's gonna like bowling ball right in the middle of him as far as he can get, basically.
Okay.
Even if he takes attacks of opportunity.
Let's see. So you want to get like inside of this area, like
Yep.
here? Okay. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna.
whatever 40 feet will give me.
Okay, that is going to provoke. We'll say 2 opportunity attacks because these guys you're kind of engaging. These
Okay,
guys
yeah.
should have to run right past them.
So
let
they
me
get attacks
2
with
skeletons
disadvantage.
attacks. Let's see. So, oop. It's the first one with disadvantage. So that was going to be a 17. 17 doesn't hit you, does it?
Yep, 17 hits me.
Okay. So first one gets a hit for 4 damage all day. Second
Okay.
one.
Reduced to 2. Because I'm raging.
Second one is a 6. The second one misses.
Yep.
All right. So there's your movement.
Time to start swinging away.
Excellent.
I have like a plus 17 to hit, so I really.
Yeah, I don't think that
Really
you can
can't miss
miss
here.
these guys. Yeah.
So, Reckless Secret Weapon Master, it's a 25 to hit.
That's a dead skeleton.
Yeah. And
See,
a 30
combat will go
to fail.
fast. That's.
And because I killed one, I get to attack a 3rd time.
Okay, which skeleton did you want to kill first?
The 3 closest to me, just like.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to die. Okay. So that's going to be basically, yeah, you're going to hit one, second attack's going to hit another one and kill it. Like, there's no way you can't hit it and can't kill it. This actually tracks, because these things are lumbering, awkward, fucking, like, mostly decrepit skeletons. Like, this is not unexpected.
I've had dreams of this.
Yeah. Is that your full turn then?
That's my full turn. Yep.
Okay.
Movement and action, and I don't really have any bonus action, so.
Yeah, you can be even more enraged.
Yeah.
Double rage. That's a thing they need to make. They need to make the extra ragey barbarian.
Like Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, he just
like
keeps
that
keeps
next
getting
level.
Yep. He's over 9,000. Yeah, that'd be excellent. Oops. Maggie, you are up next.
All right. How far? She's like 20 feet from the front line of skeletons. Is that right?
Yeah. Let's see. The closest one that's kind of over on the side here is 15 feet away from you. These guys are like 10 feet away from you. That guy's 15 feet.
Okay. Well, she's gonna get as close as she can without like. I mean, she'll get right next to that one on the left. But basically as far in as she can get. She's following Tohan. I mean, maybe like running through them too, but without the opportunity attack, if she's like staying on the other side of them.
Okay, so you want to get to like here, basically?
Yeah, or like directly behind Tohan, without getting out of range of the skeletons.
Okay, yeah, I mean, because if you're still, as long as you're still engaging these two, damn it, Maggie, stand up.
Actually, she's just gonna go straight 30 foot forward because she's got an armor class of 22, so I think they're pretty unlikely to hit her.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's same difference, essentially. You wind up right there behind Tohan.
Cool.
And yeah, it wouldn't necessarily trigger opportunity because these two would still be engaging you, I believe.
Okay.
You'd have to be like
And
there,
then-
but it's arguing with me, so we'll just pretend like you're right there. Yep.
And then she's gonna cast turn on, or not cast, but channel divinity, turn on dead.
Okay.
Let's see. So yeah, they'll be destroyed if CR2 or lower. I don't know why this is not in. What do they have to roll?
There should be a saving throw. If they are CR what or lower?
2. So
Let's see.
so it's
Yes. So these guys. So which ones are you pointing at here? And what's the range on it?
well, sorry, I'm reading it right now. Hold on. It's a kind of much more complicated freaking project than I could have. All right. She is. Man, I don't know what is. Should it be on D&D Beyond somewhere?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Going into view campaign right now, so let's see what we got
And
here.
then,
Got your character sheet.
oh, here we go. I just clicked on it. Okay. All right. So. Oh, it says creatures instantly destroy if its challenge rating is at or below a certain level. But I'm still not seeing range. I don't know why.
So yeah, within 30 feet of you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I don't know why they should have just put a range right at the top by there. That's just poor formatting. Sorry, D&D Beyond. I don't mean to criticize, but get on your game.
This is the one thing you've done wrong.
So you have to be
It's each creature that you can hear or see within 30 feet.
So everybody within 30 feet of you, essentially. So let's see. Where's 30 feet from Maggie? Jesus Christ. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is 6, right? Yeah. So it's essentially all of these guys.
Should there be a saving throw?
There is,
not for
but
the
not
level
for the
ones.
lower level ones, essentially. That's what that CR is. Like, your CR is your challenge rating.
Yeah.
These guys have a challenge rating of literally 1/4. So they're meant to be pissy minions.
Right.
However, yeah, that's
Right.
still probably a power move, we'll say.
Bring on dead to fuck with the cleric, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
But if it was like Strahd or something, you wouldn't be able to
Right.
just destroy him,
Yeah. Now, fortunately for Mistress Wulfa, she is just outside of your range, and also she is not undead, so that would have had 0 effect on her anyway. But yeah, power turn there, Maggie. Holy crap.
She just kind of raises her hand and says, "I'm sorry, soldiers. Go back where you came from." And then whips out the spiritual version of that pan, throws it at this necromancer.
Nice.
So
I forgot your pan. I still have to find a frying pan object and put it in here.
they haven't had a long rest yet, right? Or did they before they left town?
I'm pretty sure we did. I'm completely clear.
Right, cool. I just didn't do it. All right, she's gonna cast I guess 4th level. Oh, come on, D&D Beyond. All right, here we go. All right, spiritual weapon plus 10 to attack.
So 24 to attack.
Let's see, I believe that's probably a hit. Yep, that is definitely gonna hit.
Sorry, my computer's being real slow. Nice. Okay, 20 force damage from the spiritual attack. And then that'll be it.
20, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
And she says, "You leave those skeletons alone." Waves her finger. You leave them where they're supposed to be.
So this force kind of strikes her, and she does the classic, like, both arms up in an X, sort of slides back a couple of feet as the impact hits her. She looks at you for a moment. She has fucking reactions.
Zach, what are the undead that look weird on the bottom?
What's that?
What are the gray ones are skeletons? What are the other ones that you're pointing to?
They were just different models that I used that were kind of zombie-like. This guy here. It's fun. It's just a straight-up headless corpse that was attacking you.
Nice.
Yeah, I get different models from different kits, like as you guys can see, because you're all monochrome. These ones didn't come with like an actual skin to put on. Like I could sit there and design one if I wanted to, but it would take me about 4 hours for each person, and I don't want to do that. So you guys all stayed monochrome. These guys, somebody else took a bunch of time and was like, I'll spend 4 hours making a skeleton look like a skeleton, and kudos to them for doing so. Thanks, random tabletop simulator users. These things look great. All right. So, Maggie, was there anything else? You should be done now, right?
That's it. Just wagging her finger at the necromancer for being a necromancer.
It is now her turn. Let's see. Check spells. All right, so she points, I believe. Just check the ranges here. She's going to point at you, Maggie, and she is going to cast. What is it? Circle of Death. Oops. So a sphere of negative energy ripples out in a 60-foot radius from a point. Yeah, so she points kind of back here in between all of you guys. And this, you like from one of her skeletons, essentially, you just get this like ripple of dark energy that comes out, and as it hits all of you, you have to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Aaron, didn't you ready a counterspell or?
She did. Sometimes going last is fucking wonderful. So your reaction can take effect then. It was a 3rd level, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me read up on counterspell because I don't know exactly how it works.
I also did a Constitution saving throw.
I think counterspell, if you are trying to counterspell a higher level spell, you have to roll 10 plus the spell level. But
Yeah, it is higher than 3rd level. It is 4th. Yes. Open this up so that I can read.
It's a 6th level.
Well, I'm saying Circle of Death. Yeah, it's a higher level spell. So
Yeah,
it says you,
it's a 6th level spell.
you attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell. Casting a spell of 4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spellcasting abilities. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So the DC on it's going to be a 16 then.
Alright, so what am I rolling?
A
Arcana?
It is your spellcast an ability check using your spellcasting ability. So, you being a sorcerer, I don't remember if is it charisma or is it intelligence for you?
I think it's
charisma.
charisma plus proficiency bonus.
Yeah. So that's going to be your. It'll say spellcasting ability right on your sheet.
Alright. Here, let me- spellcasting ability. Where would I find that under features and traits?
Switch back to.
I can cast bardic spells using charisma and. Oh, wait, that's my bard stuff. Sorcerer. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
charisma.
yours is +4. I don't think you add your proficiency bonus actually. So
Oh, my
yeah,
modifier
Yeah.
+4. Yeah.
so you just roll a d20, and then you add the +4.
Gotcha. Uh, 16 + 4, 20.
Okay. So this thing begins to ripple out, and Aryainth, because you saw that this woman was getting ready to cast a spell and you kind of prepared for it, you are able to counter this spell, and this circles kind of slows and then begins reverting back in on itself, and eventually just kind of goes back down to a nothing point with a. So that is a successful reaction, and the Lady Wulfa goes ah, like she's super pissed off about this.
Yeah, she only gets one shot.
She turns behind her and calls out, "Come, my royal guard! Seize them! We will make them pay for their crimes!" And as she says this, two more final figures come popping up behind her. Our Sword Wrath commanders, as the Eye of Agos would alert you to. Sword Wraith commanders, sorry.
WRAITH.
Yep. I'll throw it up on our OBS here as well. So, as you can see, they are a little bit more beefy. There's only two of them, but these are kind of more heavily armored, and they're a little chunkier. You know, they've got some life left on these dead bones. They're super resistant to all kinds of damage from non-magical stuff, but still probably not a super bad challenge for you guys.
Is there any way you could post that in Facebook?
Yeah, here.
For some reason, it's not letting me bring that one up.
Should. Should be that. Maybe not. That might just be to the combat tracker page, sorry. A few details page, that should be it.
Oh, no worries if you can't.
Let's try that. There we go. I believe I have that shared with you guys.
I don't know. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let. It let me bring up all the other ones, but not those for some reason. This works. Thank you.
Counter stab. So after she calls to her servants, she turns and begins kind of walking swiftly away from you. She quickly disappears out of sight and into the darkness behind some of the machinery over here that operates the bridge.
You still got the web page.
Yeah.
Oops.
You said she disappears.
Or is she just hidden?
She disappears from your line of sight, we'll say. he's up there. Alright, so there are these two Sword Wrath commanders, one of whom happens to take his initiative next. The other one kind of got skipped because he wasn't actually present yet. So this guy... First one is going to... down here to Tohan. So dash. Take his action and his bonus action dash. That's it. He's charging at you, Tohan. Aryainth, it is now your actual turn.
Alrighty. So I am going to rise up on my broom about 20 feet and move to the right so that I'm not directly in front of like all my party mates. Oh no, not forward. Just up and then to the right.
Over there somewhere.
Yeah. Can I see her when I rise up?
You think you might catch a glimpse of her kind of over here behind all this stuff. And as you're kind of looking at all this, you can kind of hear a loud clonk, and all of a sudden the grinding and grating noise of this large stone bridge slowly moving towards you guys begins. You can see it's moving pretty slow, but it is definitely moving towards you guys. Now, very slowly. Okay, so that's just movement. Would you like to do anything else?
Yes, I am going to. Sorry, bear with me for 1 second. Alright, so I can't really see her enough to cast a spell at her, I assume, right?
No, she's out of line of sight. Like, you might have caught like a glimpse of something you think was probably her moving back there, but you're not really 100% sure. It's like your intuition tells you, well, she's got to be back there somewhere. But yeah, you can't directly see her.
So then I am going to cast. Let's do 4th level erupting earth, centered around as many of those skeletons, and actually centered where those stronger guys are.
Okay. Yeah, the rest of the skeletons are all downed. You've got one that's right next to Tohan, and you've got one that's still up here, kind of back by this barricade stuff.
Yeah, I
Probably.
want to do the erupting earth centered on the last guys that she brought up, the sword wraiths.
Okay. Well, which sword wraith? There, you got one. Oh, mine back on this page again on OBS or something. No. Okay.
Well, where are they low?
You've got
I
one
can't
up.
tell where they are
got
on the
one up.
map.
One up here,
Uh-huh.
and then one's down here, like literally right by Tohan.
All right.
So they're a good like 40, 50 feet apart.
Gotcha. How big of a circle is it?
Oh.
It's 20 feet, I think. All right, yeah. I'll hit the back one because I
Okay.
know Tohan's probably gonna destroy the one in front of him.
All right. So erupting earth is a what is it? Dexterity saving throw on his part.
Yeah, 17.
Okay, he fails.
That would be 34 damage.
34 damage. So the earth kind of erupts up underneath him, explodes. He gets shaken all about, probably loses a few rib bones.
I think he gets knocked prone too, right?
No, the area becomes difficult terrain until cleared.
Okay, for how big of an area?
20-foot cube.
So let's center on him. Some difficult terrains that costs him. Some half.
And then, how many, out of curiosity, how many feet away is the glimpse of what I thought she was? Where she was?
Let's see. From you, 26, 25 times 5, 125 feet.
All right, I'm gonna, if I move up the 5 feet to make it within 120 feet, would it, I have the ability to raise a Hound of Ill Omen to attach to one creature I can see within 120 feet of me. Do I get enough of a glimpse of her to do that or no?
Um, well, again, I would say you wouldn't have seen her, you would have seen movement over there, essentially. So, um,
Well, it says one creature I can see, so technically movement would account, right?
yeah, I guess so. I mean, I suppose.
Wait, you suppose it would count or wouldn't
Yeah,
count?
I suppose it
Sorry.
would count. Yeah, it probably would. Um,
Well, then, as if it counts, which cool. If not, cool. That's cool
check.
too, because I totally understand if it wouldn't. But if it does count, I will send my Hound of Ill Omen to keep near her and track her.
Okay. And what's the so you can summon him where at by yourself, or what's the range on it?
Any creature I can see within 120 feet of me.
Okay. So I'm assuming that 120 feet. So you basically summon him in pretty much where you kind of saw her running. Looked like something running around the corner. So he's right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and the hound appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within 30 feet of the target.
Okay. So yeah, that's that meets both those conditions. We'll say.
And basically, I'm just gonna keep the hound like 30 feet away, and just if the hound can spot her, have it just keep an eye on her and track her.
Okay. This bridge over here continues to rattle its way on.
And that would end my turn.
Okay. Let's see who's still alive. Not this guy. Skip over the skeletons, 'cause we already know that they're all dead. It's nice that they all got the same initiative. I don't know if that was a weird glitch on D&D Beyond, or if it was just weird luck, or if it had them roll all at once because they were grouped. Might have had them roll all at once because there were so many of them they were grouped. It's Vanadia's turn again.
Okay. So Vanadia casts Hunter's Mark on the sorceress before she disappeared.
Yep.
So he's going to. She's going to probably dash. Use the dash action and try to I have advantage on wisdom perception or wisdom survival check to find the target.
Okay. Is that a...
She can also keep an eye out for the wolf as well. I can just say I used my free action during that to say to through the group channel that I sent it.
Okay, so Vanadia wants to move forward. How far is she able to dash total?
60 feet.
Do you want her to go straight past this guy or curve around
Yeah,
him? Okay.
she'll take a attack of opportunity probably.
So she is able to do so. So she's just bolting this direction. She does take an opportunity attack from. That is a 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Two-handed. Whopping 6 damage.
We say 18 to hit.
It's 22.
Okay. I'm tracking her health on a piece of paper.
Um,
Does she can she make a roll to perceive?
does it have a cost associated with it? If not, I'll assume that it's just kind of a free action.
No, she already cast the hunter's mark, so
Okay, so yeah, I would just assume that it's just part of the hunter's mark and it just carries through.
because if she can see him, she's going to take some shots with, or perceive him, she's going to take some shots with her crossbow using an action surge.
Okay. So go ahead and roll perception.
Okay, so it's going to be +6, but with advantage. Is it disadvantage because she's invisible?
No, because she's not really invisible. She just ran around out of line of sight. So if this is happening within, uh, you know, a reasonable amount of time, 6 seconds a turn or whatever it works out to, then I would say that you kind of see her run around the thing and you're like trying to look through like any cracks or crevices that could be in these huge machines. Because although
I don't know why they rolled. Oh, never mind. They added together. So 17 + 6, 23.
Okay. Yeah, you're still able, like, through the machinery over here, you're actually able to catch glimpses, there we go, of Mistress Wulfa. She seems to be operating some sort of like a crank wheel or some like piece of machinery. Like she's like every once in a while pulling down on a lever and then turning a wheel. And it seems that this is like keeping this bridge moving forward. Even as you're kind of observing her, this bridge is still choogling along here. It's moving a
Is
little
she able
faster
to?
than it was.
Is she able to take any pot shots or not really?
You could take a shot, but you would have disadvantage on the shot because she's under like 3/4 cover essentially, or like 7/8 cover even. Like you're kind of just barely able to see that she's over there. You can see the color of the cloak and stuff, and kind of assume that that's who's there. I mean, you're free to do so, but you would definitely have disadvantage on the shots due to cover.
It's 21 on the first one, and 21 on the second one. So 21 to hit.
Nice. Let's see. That hits. Yep, that definitely hits. She does have mage armor up, but it's only a 15.
All right, so it's 1d8 + 4 plus the 6 for the hunter's mark. So 10 total damage.
Okay, yeah, you hear a scream from behind the, it's more of a scream of rage than pain necessarily, but, Vanadia fires the crossbow, and sure and true, the bolt flies right through this little crack in the machine, right around knee level or so. She screams out, "Ah! I should have been a lich, then I wouldn't have taken an arrow to the knee!" Let's see. It's going to be Sword Breath Command Repeat. Move myself back in here.
If you live in that blob, then you wouldn't have even had me.
so he is going to attack you, Tohan. Let's see. Multi-attack. There we go. So, longsword. Still coming at you two-handed. Oops, that was the damage roll. Oh, that's a nat 20. 27
Yeah,
to hit.
He has the disadvantage because protection can get a good and evil.
Oh, good call. That was much worse. 14 does not hit,
Miss.
right? Okay. Second attack. Disadvantage. That's not going to be great. Yep, that's a solid miss. That's a weapon. It's not taking damage. So it's going to take as a bonus action, Sword Wrath can take one weapon attack, which deals an extra 2d8 necrotic damage on a hit. If it does so, attack rolls against it have advantage until the start of its next turn. So it's kind of like its own little like rage thing. Attack, so he's going to attack a third time. Still at disadvantage. Damn it. Alright. That's it. Okay, so yeah, it's does not hit you any of the 3 times. Let's see. After that, it's going to be Tohan's turn. I feel like that's not going to be great for this guy.
Yeah, Tohan's gonna attack him recklessly and Great Weapon Master. 26 to hit
Yes, that hits.
on the first one, and even higher on the second. Okay, so 20, 38, 48. 54 damage total for both hits.
Alright, he is still not quite yet bloodied. You shatter some more rib bones, chip off like pieces, but no bones actually come falling off from this guy.
That'll be it.
It just leans in and lets out this like opens its mouth like it's screaming at you, but it's a skeleton, so no sound comes out. It's weird. It's like having a really angry mime right in front of you with a sword, but it's a skeleton.
I fucking hate mimes.
Okay. Maggie, your turn.
Is that guy within 20 feet of where Lady Wulfa was hit by the pan? For 25 feet, I guess.
Oh, she would have been up there. Yeah, this guy is absolutely.
Cool. So that's the one that Tohan's beating up, right?
No, this is the one that Aryainth hit with erupting earth earlier.
Oh, okay.
So your pan would be about 10 feet from him because I didn't move the pan up before.
Okay. And that's the only thing that's within 25 feet of the pan.
Yes.
Okay. So the pan will move to the other side of that guy. Like 5 feet past it, basically, and then take a swipe. So, oh my god, so many tabs open.
I hear that.
All right, here we go. Okay, 29 to hit, and come 10 damage.
10 damage.
And then Maggie's gonna rush in as far as she can without provoking any kind of opportunity attack.
Okay, I mean, you can just go around the backside of Tohan and not be... Because I don't think you were engaged with that guy. You were technically supposed to be right up against the sandbags, about 5 feet behind Tohan. So let's see.
Yeah, she's got 30 feet of motion. And then is she within 120 feet of like where Lady Wulfa should be?
Times 5. Yeah, so you're about 75 feet away.
Cool. So yeah, basically she's gonna cast a guiding bolt where she heard that scream from or saw that flash of cloak or whatever.
Okay. You are going to have disadvantage on this because of she is undercover. Like, you'd be firing through a bunch of, like, random machine pistons and things.
Okay. $18 to hit.
That hits.
That's funny. 30 damage,
Jesus.
radiant. And if that doesn't kill her, next person's got advantage on her.
So now you hear a real scream. The last one was more like, what the fuck, an arrow? Really? Like, this one's like, what the fuck was that? You know, like, she's unhappy. Um, Even though you can't necessarily see her, blinking in and out, the Eye of Ago still kind of gives you the stats every once in a while, and it now tells you she is very bloodied. Like, she's blinking. She's in the red. And you can hear her cursing as this bridge draws closer. And by now, this bridge has moved quite a bit farther than this. It's picking up speed, actually. It's moving at almost an alarming rate. To the point where it's maybe only 100 feet or 100 feet or so off the deck. Kind of guesstimate. So now there's just a short gap in between, maybe even 50, we'll say. So we'll say that sometime in the next few rounds, this thing's going to be matching up with this thing, and one would assume that it seems Lady Wulfa is trying to make her escape into the city of Gauntlgrip from you guys. Did you have anything else, Maggie?
No, that's everything she can do.
Let's see.
So yeah, next attack's got advantage, which I assume basically just cancels out to regular attack.
You can hear from the echoes in this cavern. And keep in mind, you're in like a closed-in cavern here. There is a roof and things all over all of this. It's just very high up. You can hear like an odd arcane chanting, and immediately you see a bright flash of light, and on the other side of this bridge, you can kind of see a little blip that shows up, say off to one side so you can kind of see her. But it is appears to be Lady Wulfa has teleported herself somehow to the other side here. So somewhere's over here. This is 500 feet. I don't know. These goddamn things. Holy shit. Here she was. Where's up? There. Now also, the bridge seems to start slowing down, as though perhaps she has reversed the mechanism to this somehow. And it indeed begins to move just a few feet the other direction towards the city of Gauntlgrim. You damn fools! You'll never catch me, and even if you do, you won't survive. Let's see, this sword wrath.
You're sounding a lot like Todd right now.
Let's see, sword wrath commander, their intelligence.
That was
Not
anything but
great.
zone.
Excellent. The sword wrath commander is going to attack your frying pan, Maggie.
Nice.
Let's see, 2 attacks. That is an 18 for the first one.
It's a incorporeal frying pan. So,
Even better. And an 11 for the second one. So the first one whiffs through it because it's incorporeal. It looks like it's going to just shatter this thing, and it just goes through it. And the skeleton just kind of turns and looks at it, like swings again, with no effect.
nice.
Uh, let's see. The skeleton is going to. He's going to try and move down here to where there are real people after being disgusted by this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Just get to you, Maggie. That's going to be his turn, I believe. Oh, wait. He can do his bonus action thing. That's right. We better, okay. That's a full action. Alright, so he's going to Martial Fury and do 1 attack on you, Maggie. It's a 15 to hit.
AC 22.
Okay. Gong! Just his sword slam off from the large block shield of yours. Let's see who's up next. Aryainth, it is your turn. You are floating away up here.
She was 120 feet from me before. How far is she from me now?
620 feet.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
she teleported like 500 feet away.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to use my ability to change a spell into a bonus action by using 2 sorcery points.
Okay.
And actually, I take that back because I don't really need to. I don't really need to waste that to do this since she's so far away. I'm just going to cast Expeditious Retreat and then use my bonus action to dash, and then I'll use my movement to dash again. Oh wait, never mind. And I'll just use my movement to go go another 50 feet towards her.
Okay, so what's the total you're able to move then?
150,
150.
because I got 50 movement on my broom. And then after that, as a bonus action, I can action dash for 10 minutes.
I gotta actually lock you so I don't lose your token. Alright, so you're now suspended directly in the middle of this chasm out in the open, about probably another 400 feet from 450 feet roughly from this Mistress Wulfa.
All right.
What is your
that-
dog gonna do?
Uh, he is kind of stuck unless he. How far away is how far is the gap between the platform and the bridge at this point?
Right now, say that it's just kind of reaching equilibrium and starting to move backwards a few feet. So it is 75 feet gap.
Oh, I don't think he can. It's not like he can jump or anything.
Come on, go for it, pup.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. It's not like he's like incorporeal. He's a corporeal dire wolf now. So he'll just kind of move back towards anything else that's alive left there, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I mean he can reach this other guy over here almost. Assuming he was up here, so he's about
No,
35 feet away from this guy.
I'll just move him towards him then, I guess.
Okay,
That'll be his turn.
what's his movement? 30.
I think so. Whatever a dire. I'm sorry, I have to get a dire wolf up. Give me 1 second.
So you might be able to get an attack off on the guy is all. I don't want you to miss that. Because as much as I don't mind saying, oh, this combat's in the bag, like this has actually got some tactical question marks to it in my mind, so.
Oh, actually, he's got 50 feet.
Okay, so say it's 10 to the difficult terrain, 20, 30 through the... Yeah, he can reach him, absolutely. Freaking direwolf, he can probably jump over the difficult terrain of 20 feet. She was charging, snarling at this oblivious sword wrath commander that's trying to attack Maggie and just bashing away on her shield block.
All right, so he'll attack and bite then.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to click right on his stats. It should have the little red, like attack plus whatever.
Yeah, it's a +5 to hit. So, 10.
Okay. That does not hit.
All right, well, that's his turn.
Okay. Let's see who's up next. Well, these skeletons, that's for sure. It's so funny. It's like I added them in there for flavor almost, more than actual combat purposes. I was like, oh yeah, the dozen skeletons. That'll keep them busy for a couple minutes. First thing wiped out. Maggie's like, no fucking skeletons. Cleric, bitch. So it's Vanadia's turn.
Okay. I don't think she has anything that can get anywhere close to her. It's just too far away. So she's just gonna draw +1 longswords and start working the Death Knight right near us here. See this +15. So that's a 31 and a 20 to hit.
Those are both gonna hit.
Okay. Uh, 34 damage. And then as a bonus action, she will...
He is now bloodied.
With a dagger, I guess. 1d4. And that's a... Yeah, that's a lot. She'll definitely hit. So... 4 + 9, 13 more damage.
Okay. is now, we're going to say very bloodied, so it's down to about a quarter of its hit points or so.
That's it.
Right. After Vanadia is the Swordwrath Commander standing near you, Tohan. He is still not quite bloodied. He's going to take his... Well, he's been damaged. He's going to take his action to give itself advantage on attack rolls through its call to honor. For Lady Wulfa. Except for it still just doesn't sound like anything. It looks like it's moving its jaw a bunch. You're like, what the fuck are you saying? Let's see. Plus one.
You don't have any lips for me to read.
So it does that. It's going to take its bonus action to roll its one attack then. Gets a natural 20. Shit.
Wah, wah.
So it's going to be 8 plus 4 is 12 all day. So 12 slashing damage to you, Tohan.
Okay, reduce to 6.
And yeah, it's funny because they had advantage on that and it rolls a natural 20. And wasted my goddamn action. However, 1d4 plus 1 Swordwrath warriors appear in unoccupied spaces within 30 feet of it. Rolled a 4. I just call these guys the other Swordwrath warriors. Now, these are not Swordwrath warrior commanders. They do not have the same ability, but they do have pretty much the same stats. So. Plonk. So 5 more of these 5 nasty-looking skeletons kind of pop up from around it. Let's see. I don't think that they have quite as high of hit points either. I'm going to look them up in a second. I think that's its turn. Tohan, it's now your turn.
I'm just going to keep wheeling on this guy in front of me.
Okay.
Recklessly Great Weapon Master.
That's a hit.
Yeah, so 30 to hit on the first one and 18 to hit on the second.
Yep, they both hit. Target AC is 18.
I'm going to reroll my damage because I'm a savage attacker. A little bit better. 42 plus 6. 48 damage.
He goes from being not bloodied to being very bloodied. And that's it for Tohan, right?
That's it for me.
Maggie, your turn. Clear up some of these tokens. Oh, I don't know if you're on mute or what, Dave.
Yep, sorry, I am. I was asking, can you give me a quick description of what's around us? It's 2 sword wraiths and 4 skeletons?
There are 5 of these. These are also sword wraiths. They look like a little bit beefier than the other skeletons you fought, but they are not like sword wraith commanders like these 2 that appeared when she summoned them. So they're somewhere in between the 2. They're mid-level guys, kind of, that just got popped up as reinforcements. And yeah, you've got Aryainth over here and Wulfa way out there, along with a big dog and a frying pan. What a group!
And then the sword wraith commander right by her is the one that's very bloodied, or are they both very bloodied? At this
They are
point?
both of the original commanders are very bloodied at this point. Yeah.
Okay. So the one that's nearby is just going to swing that pan again.
Okay. satisfying clunk to it.
Only 14 to hit. Does that miss?
Yeah, that is a miss. Sorry.
Okay. And then she's going to summon a celestial. I guess we'll go 6th level. So she can summon the celestial 90 feet away. So she's going to summon it, 90 feet towards Wulfa, basically. It's the Avenger. It's flying. And I guess that's probably all you need to know right now. But that, I guess I'll underturn it. She's like right up against. She can't move without provoking opportunity attack.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Right. So she'll stay where she is, and then the Avenger will go right after her. So the Avenger's gonna fly 40 feet towards Wulfa. And
so where are you summoning her? How far up are you able to summon her?
So it's 90 feet ahead of Maggie.
Okay. Okay, so she kind of summons her up by Aryainth. And then she moves how far forward?
The Avenger's going to move 40 feet towards Wulfa, and then whip out the bow and take a shot because it's range of 600 feet.
So she's basically right on the edge of the stone bridge. There we go. And she's obviously, I'm assuming, flying still or whatever. But...
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and take that shot.
Oh, wait. All right, hold on. Oh, whoops. Okay, it's my spell attack modifier to hit. So my spell attack modifier is +10, so it should be 20. Okay, so at this level, the Avenger gets 3 hits. Should I roll? Do you want me to roll? I guess I'll roll 3 d20s separately, right? And then add 10 to each.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can just do the damage all afterwards.
My computer dice are doing the funniest things tonight. One was like rolling on its side for a long ass time. Oh my fucking god, you gotta be kidding me. All right, well, does 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Oh my god. So all right, this Avenger. Oh man. Okay, since this is a command that Maggie's giving it, can I roll luck on this or no? And also, would it? Yeah. Well, can I use luck for it?
I'm not sure. I'll say yes because she's under your command directly. So,
Yeah.
let's use the luck point.
And it would only apply to one of the 3 hits, right? Or one
Yes,
of the 3.
I think so.
All right. I rolled 2, 2, and 4. That's so disappointing. All right. Oh my god. 15, does that hit?
15 just hits. Yep.
All right. So it was 8 plus 2, 10 plus the spell level, so 16 damage.
Okay.
Radiant.
You hear a terrible scream from the bridge. Seems that this Lady Wulfa is a bit of a horror queen. So she's sounding like Drew Barrymore at the beginning of Scream right now, and you can kind of see her flailing about on the bridge, and she is down. Although it does appear that she's not downed in the normal capacity. She seems to still be thrashing about.
So like I have Argo says 0 hit points,
Yeah, it
but
says 0 hit points, but she's not like clearly not unconscious. It's more like she's having some kind of a seizure or like something.
You haven't even seen my final form.
all right, that's it from me and the Celestial.
Okay. Yeah, so it would be her turn. She's going to spend this entire turn. You can kind of see stuff starting to pop out of her chest, Resident Evil style, and much as like pretty much what Tohan said. You know, like it's not looking pretty. And starting to get larger and larger. It's now just kind of an amorphous blob, but you get the feeling that you're gonna find out what it is real quick. Probably next round. The bridge, however, is also moving away from you again, so with your diva kind of above it. Let's lock the diva in, please. Sorry, I keep calling it a diva. It's a celestial. Pretty similar. Bridge back about 100 feet or so. Just say it wasn't there. So yeah, with Lady Wulfa's writhing corpse on it, and the Celestial and Aryainth kind of still suspended above ever-growing chasm, bridge moves away. It is now Swordwrath Commander A's turn. This is the one up here. It's going to swing at Vanadia. It's 2 attacks. It is a 26 to hit on the first one. A 18 on the second one. 26 hits, right?
Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think Vanadia is 20.
Yeah, so 1 hit. Oops. Ignore that first one, that was a D8. So 10 damage total on that. And she's going to use their Martial Fury as their bonus action. Attack you, Maggie. This will give everyone advantage on attacks against it on the next turn. So 21 to hit you, Maggie?
22.
Oh, just misses, okay. That is its turn. It is now Aryainth's turn. Are out here.
All right.
Hanging
I'm
out with this
about,
angel.
you said I'm about 400 feet away from her, right?
Yes, but the distance is kind of growing too here. So right now, good guesstimate. You're about 450 feet away still.
All right, that's okay because I am going to use my sorcery points to double the length of my firebolt spell, which is already 240 feet. And I'm going to send a firebolt at her.
Okay.
Fuck. I'm assuming a 13 doesn't hit.
13 does not hit. It does,
All right,
however, set a lot of these like kind of dried, like crispy vines that are on this bridge, like any sort of moss and shit around it, like begins to immediately catch fire. So there's just this kind of creeping fire rolling along the bridge. Nothing particularly dangerous, just really cool looking effect.
Nice.
Sweet. All right, and then as my for my bonus action, I will use my action dash as well as my regular movement to move another 150 feet towards her. And I also use my free action during my turn to use my mental channel to suggest that the other elf and his druid friend go to the controls and try to stop the bridge and bring it back. Since they've just been hiding this whole time.
They have.
And I broadcast it on the mental channel so everybody hears, so that if anybody else is near it, maybe they can start working on it too.
Say that they were hiding over in the corner here while you guys were duking it out with these skeletons.
And that would be my turn.
Skeletons. Back to Vanadia. Yep. Alright, it is Vanadia's turn. And yeah, at your suggestion, both Bordrick and Adrian kind of begin charging past. Say they charge over into the corner, trying to avoid these wraiths.
Assume my Hound of Ill Omen on his turn just tries to keep itself between any danger and those guys.
Okay. What's Vanadia gonna do?
She's gonna. What's the closest thing she can attack here?
The Swordwrath commander in the back.
Okay. Yep.
I always forget. It looks farther away in chat or in the video call than it does on my screen, because like everything's kind of zoomed in compared to what it looked like. For some reason, it changes the perspective to like being back by like a couple of mouse wheel clicks. It's very strange.
There's a 28 and 26 to hit.
Right.
32 damage, and then
The 32 damage is probably going to. Nope, 32 damage does not kill it immediately,
Okay.
but it has four hit points left.
Well, offhand attack. Oh jeez, that was a D10, not a D20. Oh yeah, that definitely hits, and she has a +9 to her dagger damage. So.
Okay, so it is Kaputski. That's just her first two attacks, right?
No, that was both her attacks and her bonus action.
Oh, okay. All right. Any movement?
I guess she's going to run toward the bridge. I guess.
So 30 feet, right? It's gonna be 5. So she kind of comes to a stop as this is still difficult terrain through here where it's all broken up earth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so she moves. Next up is the other Swordwrath commander. It's kind of near you still, Tohan. He's going to attack against you. He used his Call of Honor, so he can't do that. So it's going to be that's a miss. Stupid natural ones. That is a 22 to hit.
Yep.
Lump. That is 8 damage.
Yeah, I think they have disadvantage for the protection from good and evil, but
Oh, that's right.
advantage,
Yeah.
but advantage because I attack recklessly. So it's probably just one straight roll.
Okay.
And then if they use something to get advantage, I guess they get advantage again. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah. Well, this guy already used that to try to get his advantage, and that's expired.
so eight rounded down to 4 because I'm raging.
Okay. And then he is going to use his martial fury to get his extra attack in. That looks like a miss. 12. Yep. Okay. It is your turn, Tohan.
All right, time to kill this thing. All right, that would be not great here. 17 on the first attack probably misses.
That just misses. Yep.
That's better. 28 on the second.
That's a hit. Pretty sure he's dead.
I just realized I haven't been adding all the damage I should have been adding this whole time. That's all right. 35 damage off that one.
I thought your damage roll seemed really low tonight, and I was like, wow, that's really unusual for Murder Lizard. Yeah, he's dead. He's super
I
dead.
forgot that it's 2d10 plus 10 plus another 10 because my Great Weapon Master. So,
Oh, yeah, so you definitely could have been.
So it should be 2d10 plus 20 for each hit I do, or 23 because I'm raging as well. So yeah, he can do some damage up. But and if I killed him, I don't know if I did or not.
You did, yes.
Then I'm gonna go up and hit the next one.
Okay.
Same thing.
He did.
Let's see. So that is plus 17, so it's 29, 24 to hit.
That hits.
I'm gonna reroll that because I'm a savage attacker. A little bit better. So plus 23 to that, so 34 damage.
Alright, that skeleton explodes into a bunch of pieces. That wraith, I should say. These guys only have like 35 hit points or so. Fast track combat a little bit. Just say that you killed him. It was close enough. Okay. After Tohan is going to be Maggie.
All right. So both both of the commanders are dead.
Yes. Now you're just
Okay.
kind of dealing with these other sword wraith assholes.
Cool.
It seems like maybe some of their power was weakened a bit as their commander that summoned them got destroyed.
Nice. Maggie's gonna bring the spiritual weapon in and hit one of them. Try to hit one of them. 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
And 19 damage.
Doesn't quite kill him. Which one did you want to go? Like 1, 2, 3, 4?
3.
Okay. So that was with the pant, correct?
Yep.
Damn it, pant. There we go.
And then let's see. That's not useful. She will. Well, let's see. Aryainth is way out at this point, right?
Yeah, she's halfway to the bridge.
Okay. All right. She will hit one of the other skeletons with a guiding bolt. I'll say one that's not near Tohan because Tohan doesn't seem to need advantage.
Okay.
So they have what, like 30 hit points?
Yeah, right around there. In your favor, you know what I mean? Like, if you do shots that are like 29, they're probably going to die from that too. I like to call this portion of combat cleanup.
All right, so that's 21 to hit, and oh, sorry, I rolled the wrong level on that. Let me reroll that. 19 radiant damage.
Okay.
Plus advantage on whoever hits next, or for whoever hits next, I should say. And at that, I would say she'll, move 30 feet towards the more important action.
Right.
Yeah, maybe try to take a look at those controls and everything, and then she'll end her turn. But the celestial is going to go next, I assume.
Yep, goes on your initiative.
Cool. So the celestial will follow Aryainth out. Got a flying speed of 40, so probably like 4 or 10 feet behind Aryainth at this point. And then gonna take 3 more shots with the bow.
Aryainth also used an extra dash action,
Oh,
so she's probably like 60, 70 feet behind. But yeah, she's at the edge of the bridge still. You guys can both keep her and Aryainth can both keep up with the bridge essentially.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh my god, I wish I had these last time. So I'm sure all these hit. 24 is the lowest one.
Yeah.
All right, and then where are you, Celestial? There you are. All right. 2d6 plus 2. Should I just roll this as 6d6?
It actually doesn't technically matter because since she is technically a downed opponent, but she's writhing and kind of thrashing and growing. When the celestial attacks, it is radiant damage. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So when the celestial does this, there is kind of like a flesh explosion that goes on, and in like true anime fashion, it's a lot of moving shapes and colors for a minute, and then coming up from this, you can see my surprise here. A large demon figure. Talking pretty good sized here, so blow him up a little bit. Looks like this. It's a happy, healthy looking guy, huh? He says, "Ah, my masters will be very displeased with me if I do not dispose of you. I had hoped to employ the deceit that he so favors, but perhaps a method more to my own practice would be more suiting. You have to admit, I really had you going with this Lady Wulfa stuff, though, didn't I?" He begins to just laugh, this demonic-like laugh.
Does the Iavago tell Maggie anything about this? I assume she can see it.
This one, it has the name Nabasu, unique, it says. And it is basically stuck on a loading screen on the stats for a couple of moments. Like, it looks like it's loading whatever, but it's just a little circle thing, and it's just spinning and spinning and spinning, and you're like, come on, come on.
So don't calculate damage for these hits because they just like
Essentially, they catalyze this thing into finishing its explodiness. Turning back into whatever this thing is. It seems that you've been deceived by another one of these treacherous demons that keep plaguing you guys. But to what end, and which masters does this one serve?
Okay, well that's it for Maggie and the Celestial.
Okay. Up next is going to be this Nabasu's turn. Now, contrary to what you might think, the Navasu does not attack you. Lady Wulfa, you need to get out of here, Lady Wulfa. We don't need you anymore. You're a goddamn red herring. Flick. Instead, it simply turns and begins flying away with great speed. It's moving about 150 feet or so every round. And it begins flying towards the city of Gauntlgrim. So, Wrath Commander's dead. Aryainth, it is your turn.
All right. So how far away from me is it now?
Let's see, after his last movement. So that's you right there. He is just pushing up. So, 92 times 5 would be 45, 460 feet. So he's gaining just a little bit of ground on you, it seems like.
So he's 460 feet away from me now?
Correct.
All right. Let's see. All right. So I'm gonna, by action dash, that'll bring me. That's really not gonna do much. Well, I'll shoot a. I'll use another sorcery point and shoot a firebolt at him.
Okay.
28 to hit.
I think that's gonna hit.
All right. 16 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll use I'll move another 150 feet forward. And I also use my mental channel to ask how it's going with the bridge controls.
Vanadia says, "How? That's what I'm running toward."
What about the elf and the druid? How have they managed to make it there?
Nope. They are. Let's see. Their last turn, they would have actually moved. I forgot to move them. Been able to get to about there, so they're almost caught up with Vanadia and Maggie. The dire wolf would have kind of moved around here. I'm assuming that this well, we'll say the dire wolf was able to maintain being in combat with this one here. I can't seem to get him to sit still. So he blocked for them, essentially. He set the pick and roll.
Yeah, he's got 50 feet of movement, so
Yeah.
we should be able to keep pace with him
Yeah,
easily
kind of
enough.
circled around behind this guy. Okay, so do you want him to do any attacking or anything, or is he just kind of guarding for these two?
Maggie suggests through the mental channel that the dog hit the glowing guy.
Well, I'd rather have. Well, how much glowing guy does it? I'd rather have the dogs keep protecting the two that are weakest. Unless it's gonna really help, because he really doesn't do much damage.
If you want, he can set a reaction just like you can to attack them. You know, if they do anything, if they try to attack him or the other two, they're pretty much right there. So
That works for me.
okay. So let's see. After Aryainth, it's back to Vanadia, I believe. After I scroll through 13 skeletons. You're also dead. Get off my encounters page. Alright, so yes, Vanadia's turn. Assuming she is running towards this lever, correct? Or whatever. So with her dash action, she would be able to just reach this series of levers and switches. And as she does so, she kind of looks, and it's a pretty simple mechanism. She just needs to roll an intelligence ability check. We'll say, really just a straight intelligence ability check would be fine. DC's 10, just to make sure she can figure it out in time. It's like a lever and a wheel. You just got to quickly figure out which way to turn it, essentially. So I don't think it would be particularly complicated.
I'm just looking what the intelligence is real quick.
Yeah.
+2. Or what kind of check? I'm sorry. Investigation?
Yeah, investigation's fine. Anything intelligence based, essentially, I would allow. So she's got some way to be smarter about it.
20.
Okay, yeah, so she kind of quickly looks at it, just, yep. Probably looks like something she worked on, like a forge back in her parents' metal shop or something. Like, oh, I know what this does. And she just quickly begins turning it, and the bridge again slows and starts moving the other direction. Which is even funnier because it affects none of the people that are on the bridge because they're all flying. So, like, the bridge just keeps moving underneath them, and they're, like, having their own, like, flying race.
The celestial, like, whoa! Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like going the wrong way on the escalator thing, like the floor escalator at the airport. Shit, I gotta go back and get something. And you're like trying to get, you can't figure out to just jump over the rail real quick. Right. Let's see. So Sword Wraith Commander's dead. Tohan, it is your turn. Get back over.
Tohan's just gonna attack these guys.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's worth rolling, but he's probably gonna take out 3 of them.
Yeah, that's what happens. Bam, bam, bam. He screams and they fall down.
Yeah.
Assuming that this guy is going to attack the dire wolf, also be killed with the dire wolf's reaction. I'm not even going to roll for those because they're kind of silly at this point. See, so Adrian and Bordrick rushing forward with you guys here. Now at this point, the Nevesu begins kind of doubling its pace and is actually able to outpace you going into the city area. So we're out of combat at this point, but I will describe to you what you see as you're chasing this thing up to the edge of the city. As you come upon Gauntlgrim, it's been a long time since you've been here. I don't know if you guys remember, out of character, being in Gauntlgrim shortly after you had gotten to the Sword Coast. You made a quick kind of detour there. And they had had a problem, apparently, with some demons. It seems like whether or not this is your world, your particular dimension in the multiverse, whatever you'll have, it does seem like it went very poorly for them, we'll say that. The city is predominantly in ruins in several areas, and the first thing that you notice is actually that the streets are populated with all manner of creatures that would not normally be welcome in Gauntlgrim, such as goblins and orcs, drow. There's several kind of races, and right in the open market where you first saw like all these beautiful like gemstones on display and things, and there was lots of like kind of finery there. It was a very rich dwarven kingdom. Now you see that there is flesh pits where orcs are chopping up like dead bodies and cooking them and shit. This is like some real like Mordor type stuff going on. It's not a happy scene. So you are free to pursue this on your own or return to your party at the end of the bridge that is now connected, and kind of hash things out and figure out what you guys would like to do. And as you do so, I'll load in the other map so that you guys can kind of see what you see when you're at the edge of the
city. Does the Celestial have, I mean, she's got 600 feet range, so does she have at least one more chance to get off a few arrows?
Yeah, absolutely.
And meanwhile, Maggie's asking if anybody in the party has anything that accomplishes haste, and kind of kicking herself for not having haste prepared.
Aryainth basically relays everything she just saw back to the party, and then replies to Maggie that she doesn't have anything like that. Her spell only works on herself, unfortunately.
I couldn't remember if we had any potions or anything, but
I mean, we have
Yes.
the staff that can cast teleport, but
you can cast teleport.
Yeah, but I take the chance, I think, of losing a large chunk of my life. I
Gotcha.
think it's like once a day or some shit. I can use a teleportation spell I have, but no, that's not gonna work either.
Gotcha. Does 23 hit the demon?
I believe 23 does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
All right, so she does. I assume 12 doesn't hit the demon, right?
12 does not.
19 plus 3, plus 12, 30, 35 radiant damage.
Okay. Which is doubled due to
Nice.
the demonic nature. So like it definitely like gets off that last shot, and it kind of like you can see that as it's flying, like it's like fucking beating its wings really fast, and it hits it kind of, and it does a little one of those like it dips down for a second, like, "Brr," but then it's just off like a shot into the darkness. Aiding in its escape is its ability to also kind of darken the area around it, so it makes this huge globe of darkness where you kind of, once it gets past a certain point, you're unable to see it anymore. But yeah, you're able to kind of regroup a little bit, and you all make your way to the edge of the bridge here. Of course, I forgot to add in your druid friend, but it's okay. He won't tell anybody he's not really a mage. So yeah, you guys can see the city, and much of the greenery has actually been burned or chopped down. Several of the market stalls in the main front market, where a lot of the trading with the surface world would occur, have been badly damaged. Um, and like I say, you see like people selling small children. Like this is not a good place to be right now. And demons, you see a few demons walking through the street amidst all these other things. Orcs, you actually see an area where they are building some war machines and kind of like siege mechanisms. You see a large number of hobgoblins and even a few centaurs that look like they're geared out for war, all wandering about. So this seems like it is particularly a place of nastiness. The other thing that you see is a large number of Durgar dwarves wandering about, and the Durgar seem to kind of have an air of importance to themselves here, where they are barking orders at other races, and the other races kind of scurry off out of the way, make rude gestures afterwards, but they don't let the Durgar see it. So this is a scene of an occupied city of Gauntlgrim. So I think,
And is this where we have to go through to get out?
yeah, this is where you were going to get to the exit, because they have, like, you guys are coming in from the Underdark entrance. There is a similar bridge kind of on the other side of Gauntlgrim that allows access to a surface world tunnel that's pretty much a straight shot, and it's very well guarded and things normally, but who knows the condition of that tunnel now. So you guys
And
have.
what's the wild magic situation where we are here?
So you haven't noticed the presence of the Phasris recently at all. many of these cities that are underground have built up they've built kind of warding systems against the wild magic of it. Um, the exception, at least according to what you know, would be the Drow cities, which actually harness the Phaserus in order to power sort of their own magics. Like they strengthen their own magics. It's sort of a wild chaos magic that they use.
I asked Reggie if using my teleportation circle spell would be safe to in this area, or if to its best of his ability.
So yes, well, I mean, I think it's as safe as it'll ever be. I don't see any signs that anything could go wrong, particularly not in regards to the face or some sort of spell surging or anything like that. No, it seems like a very low count here.
I suggest to the party that that it might be a good idea just to teleport out of here at this point, unless they really feel like going through that area. It's up to them.
What was the what is our association with Gontalgrim? I don't remember this area.
So Gontalgrim, after you guys had first gotten to the Sword Coast area when you had first arrived here through that portal, at one point you had gone to Gontalgrim. I think you were delivering like a message for somebody who was pretty early on, and you had had a brief meeting with Bruenor, the king, and he sort of asked you if you'd be willing to help him locate a friend that he had lost deep in the Underdark, and you guys were like, we're not really ready for the Underdark. So I believe that was the you were in like dinner and you got attacked by a cloaker at one point. What's another thing that happened?
I don't even remember that. I wonder if I wasn't there for that one.
It was a really long time. It was literally like a year and a half ago that this happened. So, um,
Fair enough.
callbacks, deep cuts. I don't even know if it was one we have a recording of, honestly. I think it was one of the ones that fucked up. But, let's see. Yeah, so you guys had been kind of into this castle here before, so you were fairly familiar with the way that it looked before, and now, yeah, it's got this just air of nastiness about it and stuff. Um, yeah, Reggie definitely thinks that you guys could teleport. Like, it's a possibility. I mean, there is always the possibility of things going a little wrong, but that's just D&D. There's no extra wrongness here.
Well, I put that out as an option to everybody that I can just at this point I feel comfortable teleporting us out of here if we don't want to deal with this, but it's up to them.
Yeah. So where, what do we need to do at this point? You've got the
It just cost me 2 spell slots to do it. Zach, actually, this is my bad. I should have mentioned this to you when I first got it. Basically, when I first get the spell, I'm supposed to get I get two areas portals that I can go to that you decide on, and then I think there's another one that here it is. Sorry. When you first gain the ability to cast a spell, you learn to signal sequences for 2 destinations on a material plane determined by the DM. You can learn additional signal sequences during your adventures.
Yep, so you can basically pick any 2 spots, or really I can pick any 2 spots for you to have that option.
Yeah.
So I think it would be fitting that one of them would be Grimwood, like automatically, but that's kind of on the opposite side of the continent from where you are right now, so that might be a bit of a stretch as far as your ability to do so. You theoretically can do it. It just might be more difficult. The other, I think, just for a brief moment, you have the thought of Vanadia's parents' house in Baldur's Gate.
Right. I relay those destinations to them and recommend that we get out of here unless they really want to go through that other space.
And then Zach, just remind me, this demon said, like, My lord, what did the demon say to us again? When
Basically that his lord wouldn't be pleased if he didn't eliminate you guys, and then he still kind of ran off. He also talked about a lot about deceit and deception when he was saying, like, he was all proud of himself for deceiving you, essentially, by posing as this Lady Wulfa.
So it is trying to fuck us up, but then confusingly disappeared the other way.
Yeah.
So can
Maybe
we
we
can
should
assume that.
investigate the city more, or
Well, it depends on what is he trying to delay us getting back to the surface because of all the crazy shit show that's going on up there, or not. I mean, what is his motives? Because we still have a lot of crap going on up on the surface that we're gonna have to deal with.
yeah, maybe we should send a message to Vanadia's parents and see where they're at.
Or even or to the or to Luna or Lulu rather, and find out what's going on with them.
Yeah, when Vanadia mentions Baldur's Gate, Maggie is like, "Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. It might be helpful for us to get there as quick as possible."
Yeah, as a friendly DM reminder, last game, when you guys did your message to Lulu at some point, last game or game before, she had said Baldur's Gate has fallen, was one of the things that she had kind of said to you a little cryptically.
And I'm trying to remember, what was the last, I think Maggie did reach out to Vanadia's parents not too long ago. I can't remember what she had heard from. Like they're fine and shit's crazy and they're in Baldur's Gate, is that right?
They were, at the time, I believe, just outside of Baldur's Gate. They had been traveling, like, essentially, you caught up with them because Vanadia feared that they had been in
Right.
El Terrell when it was pulled into Hell. And, say that 5 times fast. So, when they had made contact, they were still traveling, so it's not 100% sure that they would have reached Baldur's Gate by now. It's only been, what, a day or two?
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, I mean, we can do both. We can investigate a little bit into the city with the idea that we need to focus also on getting the hell out of here too. But it definitely it's like we basically have two choice between two shit shows.
Maggie says, I'll contact your parents, Vanadia. Do you have any message you'd like me to get in there?
I'm assuming Vanadia is just going to be like, yeah, just, tell them I'm okay. Something to that effect.
Yeah, tell them I'm okay and ask where they are, I guess.
Yeah, what's going on around them?
Yep, Maggie will do that.
All right. So when you get the response, it's kind of in hurried hush tones. Says, glad you're all safe. And I cannot remember Vanadia's parents' names for the life of me. I don't have any notes on that in front of me anywhere.
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah,
Vanadia.
Now you
and
know why
Mrs.
Tohan's
Vanadia.
parents are
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's easy. I can remember Rohan and Mohan. What was it? But
I got it.
yeah, it wasn't Mohan. It was something else. But that was the joke. So yeah, Vanadia's parents do it. They do answer. They're glad you guys are safe. And they tell you as clearly as they can in, a couple dozen words that Baldur's Gate is essentially gone. And in its place has risen a large black tower that seems to come from the depths of hell and goes straight up into the sky. From what they describe, the only thing you can picture is Mordenkainen's tower. They say that a couple of times a day, they see a man come to the tower and begin throwing things out of the tower, and all the demons scurry about the base. So this is like a spot on, like, yeah, that's Mordenkainen. You're not sure what that all means, though, but they are safe. They are camped out in the woods in a refugee camp a few miles outside of the Baldur's Gate. And the city is divided as to whether to head to Neverwinter or to take the longer trip to Waterdeep and attempt to gain the help of the Waterdeepians, as Neverwinter's still kind of small and doesn't really have much in the way of an army. And they do tell you that it seems like Tiamat has come back. There's been sightings all over the area of this five-headed dragon flying about that's larger than anything anyone's ever seen. It's like taking 30 dragons and stuffing them all together type size. Huge.
So the two places that we can teleport are Grimwood and something that probably no longer exists.
Maybe we can help the survivors there.
And we do have a big tower that we're probably going to have to deal with in place of the city.
Kaora.
What about messaging Lulu?
Yeah, Maggie's got spell slots.
I guess she'll check in, say, being hunted by the name of the demon that introduced himself, or
Yeah, the
that
Nabasu.
yeah, in Gundlegrim, taken by demons, can teleport to Baldur's Gate or Grimwood. Where are we needed?
Okay. So this takes a little bit longer to come back to you. But this time, instead of Lulu's voice, you get something else that you weren't expecting. This time, you get the response. This is Corporal Ashnak on comms. I am speaking to one Magamemnon.
Ha 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 ha!
It sounds like you guys are in deep shit in there, in need of extraction. Hang on. We're sending one of our best. And it's about 10 minutes later as you guys are trying to puzzle through this message, trying to figure out what the hell's going on, why Ashnak is answering for Lulu in a sending message, that a small familiar portal opens up.
Ha!
But out of this portal does not step a young Alufiend. What steps out is someone much older, maybe now looking like she's in her 30s if you had to give it a comparative human age, although tieflings, I think, get a little bit longer lifespan, so she could be older. But it is unmistakably Umbra. She is grown into a young woman, and she is dressed in some fucking serious cyberpunk type battle garb here. She's rocking fucking goggles and like a leather flight cap. You're not even sure you've ever seen a flight cap, but that's what it is. And she just looks at you, smiles, and holds out one hand and says, "Come with me if you want to live."
Ha ha! Love it.
That's probably a pretty good spot for us to stop. Yeah, so it seems like Umbra has come back to, or at least some version of Umbra has come back to try to help you guys figure out this temporal displacement issue and get you in contact with some friendlier forces after you guys have had this fucking brutal trek through the Underdark. I will say that was a long kind of arc for this campaign, sort of. Like, you guys did manage to avoid the, like, nasty-ass city that I had set up, and I'm kind of relieved in a way, because I'm like, I kind of just threw together a whole lot of miniatures that could potentially be useful in random encounters. I'm like, well, they're either going to try to storm the castle, or they're going to maybe sneak past or something. I didn't know what the hell you guys are going to try to do. And I always had the Umbra option, and since you guys are going to teleport out anyways. This, I think, is an easier transition to the next part of the story. So, we'll see how that works. But yeah, it should be pretty wild once you guys get back to the surface. I'm excited.
Yeah. Pretty glad both Umbra and Ashnak are back. Two greatest hits characters.
Who would have thought you
Hell
guys
yeah.
would be working with them, right? Or that they'd be working with each other somehow.
Yeah, I'm very interested to find out how this all happened.
Yeah, that's the best part is I've got like all the, like if I was a person like in a TV show, this is the part where I'm like I've got strings attached to post-it notes like all up across like the corkboard, and like you walk into my house and you're like, you're a crazy person, okay. But it's all in my head. It's the worst part. It just that's what the inside of my brain looks like in regard to my D&D like filing cabinet in my brain. You just open it
Nice.
up and just that thing pops up and it's like, okay, so this is connected to that. It's connected to, yep, I got it. Okay. Yeah.
Love it.
As long as I can keep them all straight, then I'm good. Yeah, so hopefully we can get everybody back next week. And if not, just let me know. I do have a good chunk of the next session prepped already, and I'll probably just do that in the afternoon, so shouldn't be a big deal. I do have my daughter again this upcoming weekend, so I'm not sure. I don't think it should affect anything. It should be like 6:30 still that I can play.
I might not be
Fine.
able to this weekend. I'm traveling to DC for my friend's wedding. I don't know when I'm coming back, but I should know before the end of the week.
Okay,
what
yeah,
my-
just let me know one way or another.
I'm around all week. I took the week off, so whatever you want.
Lucky.
Nice.
All right, guys. See you next week.
All right, have a good one, Nick.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one, everybody. Ah, excellent. It's like the after credit scene because now it's just me talking to the internet. It's weird, right? Marvel, eat your heart out.